Greetings, brothers and sisters. A lot going on today. Corey Feldman gets a psychic message from beyond the grave, from a Hollywood psychic to the stars, from Corey Haim, Corey J. Feldman. Here's Alec. Go to Alec in a second here. Turn up the volume a little bit. Alec's wife gave everybody a lecture. It's great. Her thing is great. Corey Haim, I don't know, some other stuff. New Netflix apocalyptic movie I want to talk about a little bit here. And there's some more things I can't remember. But here he is.
Hey, I just wanted to take a moment to follow up on what I mentioned a couple days ago about the credits for our podcast, Ben Steele America.
Wait, you're doing a podcast on Ben Steele? I haven't heard of such a thing, Alec.
Which did.
Look at Alec. He's not disheveled. He's like coming in. He's got a nice dress shirt on. He's got those calabash eyes reduced a little bit.
Pretty well. We had a really great number of downloads through the Here's the Thing feed. We put it into the feed of my interview podcast, Here's the Thing, on iHeartRadio.
Here's the Thing. Alec Baldwin has a Here's the Thing podcast. Giving him a little plug here for you Alec Baldwin fans.
So we have some family members, scholars who participated.
No way, scholars. Button that shirt up, you hussy.
In the project and the interview subjects as well.
Don't give that ass away for free, Alec. Button that shirt up.
So I wanted to mention those names to you today and thank them for their participation. Of course, in the Steele family, we have Shirley Steele, his widow.
Shirley Steele. Shout out to Shirley.
Ben's widow. His daughter, Julie Steele Jorgensen, his other
Julie Steele Jorgensen, she's since married.
Daughter, Rosemarie Steele.
Rosemarie's still an old lady, or old maid.
And his son, Sean Steele.
Sean Steele, he's the black sheep of the family.
Our scholars from around the world, we had people who were scholars working from facilities and institutions around the world.
I know you have a lot of friends in institutions.
We had Dr. Barack Kushner.
Barack Kushner. Wait, do you mean Barack Obama and Jared Kushner had a baby and didn't tell me, Alec?
From the University of Cambridge in the UK, Dr. Ricardo T. Jose from the University.
Wait a minute, his last name is Jose? Ricardo T. Jose? Well, what's the T? Let's throw out the T. If his first name's Ricardo, his last name's Jose, what's his middle name? Another first name?
University of the Philippines in Diliman. Dr. Yuki Tanaka from Melbourne, Australia.
Yuki Tanaka from Melbourne, Australia.
Richard Frank, the Pacific War historian from Virginia. Dr. Frank Blazich, Jr. from the
Lots of Franks.
Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Dr. Akiko.
Okay, let's move forward here.
Wesley Holden, Ernie Irvin.
Wait, you're doing 5 minutes of credits? You're not even talking about yourself?
Jerry Munson, Eugene
Come on,
Nielsen,
Alec. What about
Weimer,
you? This is not like you.
Michael Norman. The cover art for each episode features original art by Ben Steele himself.
Ben Steele was an artist.
Lindsay Huffman.
I can't believe he's doing a 5-minute segment on everybody else, but not talking about Alec himself.
This guy, what a guy. And as I said before, I had an opportunity to fly to Montana and meet with him a long time ago, but it didn't time out. And then when I went to Montana to make a film, he had already passed away. So anyway, please go to the iHeart website, and you can go to our podcast, Here's the Thing, Google Here's the Thing, with Alec Baldwin, iHeartRadio.
I don't feel like I want to do that.
And when you get there in the feed of our shows, you'll see all 8 episodes of Ben Steele American, which we've posted all of them already.
All right. We get it, Alec. I thought this was going to be more entertaining. You got to talk more about yourself next time, or I'm not going to listen. But here's somebody, Hilaria Thomas Baldwin, 95 958,000 followers. She's a celebrity in her own right. She's just a baby machine having babies left and right. And she's reposted this picture, which I'm very, very grateful for, because I used to have to scroll down to find this picture. It was the one picture that really showed how effed up her Facebook, her Instaghoul page is, right? Because here she is, right? Or here she is with her beloved husband, Alec, and they're sleeping in this artsy-fartsy, he's wearing his watch. Like, that's not the kind of thing that's going to help. Get caught in her hair or whatever. She's sporting some cleavage, right? Like, all this kind of, completely staged photo. Who's taking this picture? This is a professional photographer or a stalker, right?
Fake, 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 fake.
See, when you take a nap, is that what it looks like? When your loved ones takes a nap, that's what it looks like, right? Like they're fully clothed. She's got hair and makeup, all these things, and they're laying down. That's what it looks like when you go to sleep. Him kissing the back of her head and her having a smile on it. as they lay down and take a nap, right? Like, this is not what sleep looks like, because they're supposed to be asleep. And this shows you how fake she is and they are, and her Instaghoul is. Because she's trying to show you how great her life is all the time. And they're all staged photos, right? I mean, they have professional people coming in to do the photos instead of taking things that are natural and, organic or whatever. They're pretending to sleep. They're not asleep. Like, they probably took a bunch of pictures to get her face right? And this is a reposted picture, but I always talk about this one. There's a few like this where they have a photographer. You're like, who took this picture? It's not one of the kids. It's professionally done by a photographer who's watching them sleep, allegedly. But they're not sleeping. They're posing because they're posers. So what do you have to say, poser? To enter your world, to become your person, has been both a joy and an eye-opening experience. How many wonderful moments meeting incredible people, doing amazing experiences, and building a family. I am forever grateful every day. Okay. Again, posting this on Instaghoul instead of, doing this privately. You cheapen it by sharing it with everybody else, right? If you're sincere, you can just say it to the person. If you're saying it to everybody else, you're performing. If you're saying it on Instaghoul, you're showing everyone what a great relationship you have and what a great wife you are by, saying nice things to them, right? Like, this is something that you say in private, just for the two of you. You can say it on Instaghoul, but you're performing for other people. You're looking for other people to validate your relationship. Like, you need other people to see your relationship to make it good. And this fake picture, right? This is all just posing stuff. The darker part is seeing behind the curtain and how some of this business can function, and the blows and sacrifices that someone in the public eye takes for speaking up for what they believe in and for helping others. Well, and shooting coworkers and faking an accent and being generally annoying and showing off your life and how great your life is to everybody, and then getting rolled by all those things, right? The scandal. Let's run the compilation here. I haven't played it in a while.
Consider the source.
Oh, she's a white girl. Yes, I am a white girl. I am a white girl.
So, for example, my wife's on the phone with her hairdresser or her friend. She's like, really? Okay, I can't wait to see you. That's going to be great. Fantastic. What time? 12 o'clock? My wife is from Spain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little Spanish town known as Boston, Massachusetts.
And she said, blah, blah, blah.
We have very few ingredients. We have tomatoes. We have, how do you say it? Cucumbers. We have red pepper. We have, of course.
It's not easy, and I think part of it is that I'm in shape before I have a baby, and then I stay active when I'm pregnant, and I'm not trying to stay thin. I'm just trying to keep my circulation going and stretching and keep my muscle tone up, and then we're having a baby. It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
And one time at band camp.
It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
And one time at band camp.
It was a surprise, a wonderful surprise.
Well, there was a scream I heard, which is the scream that's normally reserved if there's a spider in the house on Long Island. I'm not exaggerating.
So the first part of the book is philosophy on how to live very namaste. I have 3 little babies. I live kind of a crazy life between work and them and everything else. So it's just, how to stay calm and centered and deal with things that are coming at you. Then we could talk about food.
Consider the source.
Oh, she's a white girl. Yes, I am a white girl. I am a white girl.
Isn't marriage a gunfight sometimes?
Well, we're having a baby. How about that for a project?
Ay, ay, ay.
Cravings here, okay.
See.
Ay, ay, ay.
See.
Ay, ay, ay.
See.
We some island boys doing cameo. Woody Allen's a perv. Alec Baldwin shot his coworker, and his wife thinks she's Spanish. And we're on Cameo. I'm going to pick that up. And Cameo, we're island boys, and let the island boys. Enemies of these missions seek to destroy you in order to delegitimize your voice and purpose. What is he saying that needs to be delegitimized? There's nothing he's saying that's going to change a frickin' thing. He's not a threat to any agenda. He's not. He's just a liberal wannabe faketivist who likes to run his mouth, and he has virtually no effect. None of us do. Nobody who's on the internet really has much of an effect on changing anything, right? The country's going into the toilet, right? The system's going to collapse. Nothing anybody's going to do to stop it. And so, no one thinks that Alec Baldwin needs to be shut down. He came out hard against Trump, and what he said was ridiculous and goofy. And I pointed out that his imitation of Trump on Saturday Night Live was just an exaggeration of his own ducky lip. He does ducky lips on his own. Trump doesn't do that. It was a horrible impression of Trump, and his obsession with Trump made him enemies, but nothing he said was, going to do anything. It wasn't like he's some, faketivist that's going to have some, real clout in the world. He doesn't. Nobody's trying to take him down. It's just that we don't like him. People don't like him and you guys ended up on the wrong side of the gaffes and the scandals, and you, instead of just disappearing with your money and your whatever, you had to go out there and you just love the attention. You can't live without a social media presence. You can't just go live your lives. You have money, you have status, whatever it is, right? You don't need to be on social media. And you just show off your kids for God knows what reason. You don't have to. Pimping them out, exploiting them, putting them out to the creeps of the world, all that kind of stuff. And there's just no need for any of it, right? But let's continue here. This is not a new tactic. It is old as history, yet how easy it is more than ever to slander people and cherry pick and piece together strands taken out of context, opinions, or complete fabrications, and how some people believe it and stay silent out of fear. Who do they fear? They fear trolls or a guy who shoots coworkers. Alec, how many times we look at each other and say, deep breath in this together, keep on for the good of what we believe, somos un buen equipo. I didn't pronounce any of those words right, but that shows you speak Spanish. How many times I've experienced people stopping you and thanking you for your philanthropy in the arts, work with children, fighting for our environment. And yes, we all know our politics. People see how hard you fight for what you believe is right. And we are grateful. Listen to these voices. Turn down the negative on the darkness and the negativity. If that was the case, you wouldn't be whining in this post that started off with how much you loved him. I am one that sees you in your dark moments, the human moments, away from the movie stardom and the public figure that people are so quick to elevate or execute. My empathy for your humanity is endless. She has endless empathy for his humanity. Unfortunately, having experienced the dehumanization myself, another old tactic to go after the spouse of your enemy, No, you got caught faking an accent, and it was mostly liberal people and liberal press that went after you. It wasn't the right wing. It wasn't Trump supporters. They piled on. It was mostly left-leaning people, some of them celebrities, and people from the Hispanic community that were upset at you appropriating their culture and pretending to be something you weren't. You know, you were from Spain, Boston, Spain. Leads us to the moments when we think, how much more can one body and one mind take before we crumple beneath the psychological torture? I don't know the ending to any of our stories, but I do know that while we are living, I want you to be told time and time how much we see you and appreciate you. And we know that you are carrying quite a load. Well, maybe he needs some some suppository. Using the privileged place of your public voice for the good. I think a good antidote would take it. Not everyone with your privilege chooses this path, and we know it's hard. So many love you, AB. We are here for you to lean on and feel safe. Look at all the hearts. She's just getting hearts aplenty. All hearts everywhere for this. You know, your words and love is so beautiful. Deep breaths. We're in this together. Yes, deep breaths. She's so fake. What a absolute phony, right? She also posts this in her story. Sometimes she goes on a rant in her story, so I have to double check. But this is her post. Anger kills the angry person, not the enemy. Yeah, then why are you whining about it so much? Why are you whining about being a victim? I mean, it's on her thing here, her bullying thing, right? Bagsagainstbullies.com. She's anti-bullying and she's anti-trolls, and she's talking about how all these people are at her all the time and her whole family, and yet she's saying that the anger kills them and not her. Then why are you complaining all the time? Inquiring minds want to know. On to Corey J. Feldman wearing what I believe is called the fedora, if I'm not mistaken. Here is a psychic to the stars.
Thirsty. And then I died of a drug overdose and passed very quickly.
You're talking about Corey Haim.
Corey Haim?
Corey Haim? Who is that? I don't know where this guy, this clone of Macaulay Culkin came from, but he surely is a great psychic. I mean, he nailed Corey Haim.
There's no question that Corey Haim was coming through to him.
There's no question.
But I don't think Tyler knew who Corey Haim was.
He didn't even know who Corey Haim was. He didn't have any pre-knowledge of this situation.
I don't know who that would be referencing to.
I don't know who that would be referencing to. Or you could say, I don't know who that is or who that was. Right? He's like a cross between Macaulay Culkin and Johnny Depp.
And then he just laid back down and died.
No way. That guy nailed. That's one great psychic. This guy, this great man, he finds a way to get on every reality TV show. This is some Entertainment Tonight. This guy is one heck of a psychic. He's just attuned with the spirit world. And he just delivers these great psychic readings for C-list celebrities, right? On Entertainment Tonight. And no one does C-list celebrity better than you. Like Corey Feldman's going to survive everything. He'll still find a way, like even after the apocalypse, to get on television or get on somewhere. The guy just shows up and gets in front of people, even if they don't want to see him, and they don't, right? He finds a way. This guy, you just can't defeat this guy, right? He's no Hilaria Baldwin whining about mistreatment. He just is always out there. He doesn't care how much he embarrasses himself, what a fool he's considered, how much people are laughing at him. He still shows up. He's been on 14 different reality TV shows. He's still making music and singing, even though he has absolutely no talent. And he's still making, films occasionally he's gone from making films with Steven Spielberg to making films that are almost like a college student level, some college student in an art school. But he doesn't care. He finds a way to get in front of people. He finds a way to keep popping up even though nobody wants him to. That's this guy. He's a survivor. So there's this movie called 1899, and the stupidity that is Netflix, that's a failing business model. They're going down. They're being taken down just like Blockbuster they took Blockbuster down. But they have a kind of good trailer. I'd like to show you a lot of it, but I can't because of their stupid copyright policies. But you can watch it for yourself. It's called 1899. Okay, it starts off with a pyramid, right? And then the Titanic. A pyramid, then the Titanic.
I am Moira Franklin.
So she appears to be the descendant of the Freemason Benjamin Franklin. Then this happens. They all take a sip of tea at the same time. I think they might be on the Titanic, but who knows? Could be anywhere. Could be a tea shop.
Wake up.
Wake up. A truther saying. Then they say this.
People are oblivious to reality.
Right after they say wake up, they say people are oblivious to reality.
They only see what they want to see.
They only see what they want to see.
And all they have to do?
Some sort of triangle pyramid type of language.
Their perspective.
Shift their perspective. Let's slow this part down here. Okay, there's a fire. Upside down pyramid with a capstone. Tattoo. Same symbol here. Upside down pyramid with a capstone. An elevator. It's red. Elevators go to hell. I've talked about that before. Some sort of ritual here. There's red light.
To see the full scope of things.
To see the full scope of things, 1899 on Netflix. So, looks interesting. I don't know if this is a show or a series, but it's riddled with, conspiracy theory, truther stuff, and, Netflix still sucks. Okay, time to upload this baby. I was going to say something, but whatever. Only spirituality will save this world. This is Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.